learners, welcome to E-Shiksha Bytes. Today we are going to study about the transformation of sentences, in which we'll be learning about how to transform simple to compound, compound to complex, or complex to simple. So before we go ahead, let's understand the transformation process. So transformation is a process by which a sentence in a particular form is transformed to the another form without altering its meaning. So this portion is important, that you change one form to the another form but without changing the meaning. The meaning should not be changed. For example, if I say she is good, and you have to change it in, this is a positive sentence and I ask you to change it into a negative one. If you say she is not good, so this is actually changing the meaning of the sentence. Here you are saying she is good, here saying you are saying that she is not good, so the meaning is changed. So how you have to make the negative of this sentence is, so you can write she is not bad. So this is what you have to keep in mind while transforming the sentence, that the meaning should not be changed. So in this reference, we are going to study about the transformation on the basis of the structure of the sentences. So on the basis of the structure, you have three kinds of a sentence, that is simple sentence, compound sentence, and the complex sentence. Let's study about simple sentence, compound sentence, and complex sentence. So simple sentence is a sentence which has a main clause. Main clause here means you have a subject and a verb combination in a sentence, in a clause. Compound sentence is you have at least two main clauses joined by a coordinating conjunction. Whereas when you talk about the complex sentences, it has one main clause and one or two subordinated clauses. Or subordinate clause here means you can say the dependent clause, which does not stand alone in a sentence. But the important thing that you have to note here is about the clause, that it should have a finite verb, that is, which tells about the tense, the number, and person. Then only it is your clause. Otherwise, it falls into the different category, that is non-finite verb. Now let's identify before we delve deep into the transformation. The sentence is his courage won him honor. So here you have this verb. So this is your simple sentence. The moon was bright and we could see a way. Verb, verb, two verbs, and it is joined. So this is one clause, this is another clause joined by a sentence. So this becomes your compound sentence. Next is your, despite his illness, Sohan attended the class. Now you may feel that this is your complex sentence, but this is your simple sentence because you have only one finite verb, this finite verb here. Here you don't have any subject verb combination, so this is your phrase. So this is your simple sentence. This is how you have to identify. They rested when evening came. Now you feel that this is one sentence giving one meaning and can stand alone. So this is a simple sentence, but this is not a simple sentence. This is your complex sentence. See how? They rested. Subject, verb. Subject, verb. That too finite verb. So they rested. One sentence. This is your second sentence. So you have to keep in mind that this is your dependent sentence. What happened when the evening came? Then what happened when you have to answer something, when the sentence requires something? In that case, it becomes your complex sentence. So this is a dependent sentence. When you say they arrested, then only it makes a sense. So this is your complex sentence. He said that he was innocent. Again, this is your complex sentence. Walking fast, he reached home. This is a simple sentence. Tell me your address. Again, you have only one verb. It is your simple sentence. I expect to meet Ram tonight. Again, simple sentence. When you talk about to meet, as I told you, this is not your finite verb. This is one verb. I expect, where you have a subject and you have a verb. Right? This is your infinitive. Here you don't know no, which subject it is qualifying. So here subject or combination is there. So this is your main clause. So he must not be late or he will be late. Again, you have a two clauses here, and it is joined by a conjunction. This is your compound sentence. Then, as soon as he heard the news, he wrote to me. This is your complex. He must work hard. This is your simple. And he must work hard to make up for the loss. This is also simple. So you might get confused. How come this sentence is also a simple sentence, and this he must work hard to make up for the lost time is also a simple sentence. So you have to keep in mind about the finite verb, which we'll discuss in the next classes, or in the previous sessions also I have discussed, and I'll discuss more in detail in the coming lecture. So you have to just keep in mind about the finite verb. Maybe, and in one sentence you have only one finite verb. If you have more than one finite verb, that it could be a compound sentence or a complex sentence, depending upon the situation. So let's study more about it. When you talk about the compound sentences, you need to keep in mind about the friend voice, which means for reason, and for connect, not for option or choice, but for contradiction, or for connect or choice, yet for to indicate purpose, mainly in a negative sense, and so for the purpose. So when two independent clauses, or you can say the main clauses, they are joined by any of these conjunctions, then it becomes your compound sentence. The only thing, the trick that you have to keep in mind. Right. Now, when we move to the subordinating clauses or your complex sentences, they are joined by the subordinating conjunctions. Whenever there is a subordinating conjunction in the sentence, it actually makes this a part of a sentence dependent, and then you need some part to be added. Then it becomes your complex sentences. As we have learned that in a complex sentence, you need to have one or more subordinating clauses or dependent clauses. So how you can make a dependent clause? You can add these conjunctions. Now let's study how to make your complex sentences, how to make a sentence dependent. So first choice is your noun clauses. So noun clauses are the group of words that actually fulfills equality, like of a noun, or in a simple way you can understand, if you get the answer of what in a sentence, it becomes your noun clause. So let's study about these example. If you say he said, he is your subject, this said is your verb, that is finite verb. Now he said what? That he was guilty. This portion is your clause. This is one clause, and this is another clause, but this is your subordinating one. Why? That he was guilty. Why? Like what answer he needs? He said what? That he was guilty, and he here is your subject, and this was is your verb. So again, this is a sentence, but this is incomplete. Okay. Next is your what he said was true. Verb. Okay. Now here also, what is true? If you get the answer of what, this portion becomes your noun clause. What he said. What was true? When you get an answer, what was true? What he said. Again, you need something, so this becomes your complex sentence. Why he left is a mystery. So if you read this portion, is what question comes to your mind is what is a mystery. So when you get an answer of what, it becomes your noun clause. So noun clause generally, like noun takes the position of a subject or an object. Okay. Next, you can make a complex sentence with the help of adjective clauses. The group of words that does the work of a noun adjective that becomes your adjective clause, or in a simple way to understand, if you get the answer of who, which, that. Fine. So that will become your adjective clause. For example, if we study the sentence, the house where the accident occurred is nearby. House is your noun. This particular group of word is actually describing the house. So this is your adjective clause. And again, if you can ask any of the question like which house, you get the answer of which. So this becomes your subordinate clause, and with this you can make a complex sentence. He is the boy who broke the window. Which boy? Which boy? If you get the answer of which, so this becomes your complex sentence. Next is the rest becomes your adverb clause. Apart from what, which, who, that, you get the answer, then it will be your adverb clause. Like, or you can say the group of words that qualifies a verb, adverb, or adjective, then it will be your adverb clause. So when you get an answer of when, how, where, how, why, condition, or manner, then it will be your adverb clause. So if you say, I have put it where I can find it, you get an answer of where you have put it. So this become your where I can find it. So this is your the entire sentence is your complex sentence. As I told you, whenever there is a your subordinating conjunctions like your where, when, if, these are your conjunctions. When you add these in a sentence, you can easily make your complex sentences. Now there are certain elements that you need to keep in mind while making a simple sentences. They may like the question can be, you have to convert the compound sentences to simple sentences. So how to make a simple sentences? There are certain things that you need to keep in mind by using the present participle. Again, I'm telling you that you need to just take care in a sentence that if there is a finite verb, then only it is a finite verb, then only it is it's a sentence or a clause, which means a subject and a verb combination. If there is to or to move or plus ing form of verb, then these are totally different. These are your participles or gerunds, but these are not your finite verbs. So that thing you have to keep in mind. So first sentence, let's study the example. Opening the drawer, he took out the packet. He is your subject, took is your verb. This is your percent, and this is your phrase. Don't get confused that the opening is your verb. No, this is the subject verb combination. So you have only one subject, one verb combination. So it is your simple sentence. Then another thing that you keep in mind is you can use a past participle, that is a book written by Ratan Lal won the prize. So here you have the subject and then you have verb combination. So this is again your simple sentence. You can use a past participle to convert the sentence. You can use a perfect participle, like you can use having, being, and using the verb third form, like having finished my work, my task, I went to sleep. So here you have only one subject verb combination. This is your phrase. So again, it is only one subject verb combination. So it is your simple sentence. Another thing is you can use to plus verb form. He is not afraid to speak the truth. Subject, verb. Okay. This is actually infinitive. This is not your verb, finite verb. So we cannot consider it, and it doesn't have its own subject. So this verb is having its own subject. So this is your actually finite verb. So it's a simple sentence. Then you have gerund, or you can use gerund is ing form, which does the work of a noun. So you can make a simple sentences by using preposition and gerund combination. Like on hearing a noise, he woke up. So this portion is your phrase, this is your gerund, and this is your subject, this is your verb combination. So one subject verb combination, rest is your phrase. So this is a simple sentence. Seeing is believing. Okay. Preposition plus noun phrase. In spite of his illness, this is a preposition. Okay, he attended, this is your subject, this is your verb, this is again your phrase, so this is again your simple sentence. Now I'll show you how to convert the simple to complex, one sentence to complex, or complex to compound, the vice versa. Like if you have a sentence, visiting the market, Sham bought a book. As I told you that this is not your verb, you have one subject and verb combination. So you can make it into a complex by using these subordinate clauses. Like when Sham visited the market. So this is your dependent. What happened when Sham visited the market? He bought a new book. So this becomes a complex. The same sentence you can convert into complex by saying Sham visited the market and bought a book. So this is from the fanboys. You have to add the coordinating conjunctions to make a complex sentences, and in the complex sentences you have to add subordinating conjunctions. Right. Another sentence is by earning money you will live better. To make it compound, if is a complex, if you earn money you will live better. And but to make a compound, earn money and live better, this is your coordinating conjunction. Besides teaching English, he gives good tips. Or you can say another is besides robbing the poor man, he killed him. Now you make it a complex. Whenever you use besides, you can say as well as, because it's something like apart from this. He teaches English as well as gives good tips. Or he robbed the poor man as well as killed him. And how to convert it into a compound? You can say he teaches English and gives good tips. He not only teaches English but also, this is actually this is your correlative conjunctions, not only and but also. You can use the correlative conjunctions also to make your compound sentences. So he not only robbed the poor but also killed him. So when you can join two sentences with the help of correlative conjunctions to make a compound sentence. Now, if you have without taking the risk, you cannot prosper in life. This is your simple sentence. Again, you can make it a complex by using if or unless. If you do not take the risk, you cannot prosper in life. Or otherwise, you can make it unless you take the risk, you cannot prosper in life. To make it in a compound, take the risk or you cannot prosper in life. See how we are transforming the simple to complex, complex to compound, keeping in mind that the meaning is not changing at all. This is the beauty of this language. Now the next sentence is having finished her homework, she took her meal. Again, we have used a subordinating conjunction here. When she had finished her homework, she took her meal. To make a compound, she had finished her homework and took her meal. Next is he could not go to school because of his illness. This is a simple sentence. Now, how to make it a complex? He could not go to school because he was ill. This illness is not your like, don't get confused. Because of his illness is your like another form of a sentence. No, it is a simple only. To make it a complex, we have said that because he was ill. This is your subject. This is your verb. So this is another part of a sentence. And he and go. This is again a subject and a verb. So this is another a part of a sentence. So here you have a two subject verb combination. So this is a complex sentence because it is joined by a subordinating conjunction. Here you don't have a subject verb combination. So here you have only one subject, one verb combination, and because of illness doesn't have any finite verb and a subject combination. Fine. Next is how you can make it in a complex. He was ill, so he could not go to school. You have to take care of a tenses. If a sentence is in a past tense, please do make it in a past tense only. In spite of his poverty, he is honest. Again, this is simple. When you talk about in spite, you can use the word though he is poor, he is honest. That to make it a compound, he is poor but he is honest. Now, I bought a new book to learn English. Here you have a to learn combination. So in this case, you can make I bought a new book so that I can learn English. Or you can say I to convert it to transform it into a compound. You can say I wanted to learn English, so I bought a new book. So you have taken from a coordinating conjunction. The man is too dishonest to speak the truth. You can say the man is so dishonest that he cannot speak the truth, or you can say the man, and to make a compound, you can say the man is very dishonest and he cannot speak the truth. And when you have to convert the simple sentence to the complex, when you talk about the time and the place, for example, I know his birthplace. Okay, this is a simple sentence. So to make it in a complex, you can say you can make you can have any subordinating conjunction. You can say I know. This is one subject verb combination. He is your subject is a verb combination, and you have added when. The meaning is not changed. See, I know his birth date. I know when he is born. So you have added subordinating conjunction and you have made two clauses here. Independent one is when he is born is your subordinate clause, and this is how you can make it a complex sentence. And you cannot make it in a compound. Next is your I know his workplace. Now this is a simple. You can convert into a complex by saying I know where. This is your subordinating conjunction. He works. Where he works is your subordinating clause, and that's why you can make it into a complex sentence. So let's see one last example to clarify and like to dig deep into the concept. See how you can make one sentence into the simple compound and complex. Taking off his clothes, he jumped into the river. I hope now you can easily identify the sentence. So just take a minute and try to find out that this is a simple compound or complex. Yes, you have one subject, one verb combination. This is your phrase. So this is your simple sentence. Now the same sentence can be converted into compound. See how this is your past tense, right? The tense is in the past tense, so he took off his clothes and is your coordinating conjunction, right? Jumped into the river. This is your another form part like sentence. So this is your compound sentence. Next is your here you have added this subordinating conjunction. So this portion is your subordinating clause. When he took off his clothes, what happened? He jumped into the river. So again you have subject verb combination, but this is the dependent one and this is the independent one. So this is your complex sentence. I hope now your all concepts are clear about the transformation of sentences with respect to your simple, compound and complex. Happy learning, and do like and subscribe the channel for more updates and getting the learning materials. Thank you.